my brother came over one night and stayed at my house, and within 30 minutes to 45 minutes, we were already on like the asteroid that blew up the Earth. It had to be ridiculously huge. Did everything get affected by it? We're like, let's look it up.
Yeah.
And then we were like, what would be the biggest or the smallest asteroid that would destroy the Earth? And then we got on like a 2-hour rabbit hole. And then it was like midnight. And I was like, dude, we should probably like consider going to bed. And we were both just like, wait, but like, how big were dinosaurs?
Right,
Then you start looking up the height of dinosaurs. And then you start figuring out that all of them probably had feathers.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
Well, because it's closely related to birds.
Right.
And a lot of reptiles, like have descended from, or like there was a split, right?
Right.
It makes sense. Like colorful, like skin, colorful feathers.
Yeah.
Like the T-Rex is probably fabulous.
I don't imagine just a bunch of massive chickens running around though.
No, I think they're still dinosaur-like, but with like.
Well, okay. Do you know what a chicken? I guess you do, but chicken.
Not chickens, but like think
But
about
just
how
like I'm thinking of anything with feathers. When you take it off, they look completely different.
Oh, fair.
But like
think
even
about,
cats, like when you shave a cat, you're like, that doesn't look like a cat. You know?
Yeah, or like a really fluffy dog,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, actually, it's a normal sized dog.
Right.
Just the fluff.
Like
was
imagine
great.
an alligator with feathers. That is wild.
Yeah,
I would bully that alligator.
I would bully the hell out of that alligator,
I'm like,
dude.
I'm sorry. God did you dirty.
Dude,
that's bad.
that
man.
alligator's getting a swirly immediately, bro. There's no way.
Yeah.
All right.
Grab my 7-iron, just
Yeah.
hit him right in the face.
Well.
Yep. That's it.
With the ball.
And they call that the
Oh.
Tiger Woods exclusive. Thanks,
Yes, sir.
everybody.
And let's start the show. And 3, 2, 1.
Baby, you can waste my time, my God. We can go there if you want it.
Welcome back to the show. This is Unrelated. I'm Maj.
I'm Vince.
That's producer Terry. Let's
Yes, it is.
go.
Producer Pterodactyl.
Wow.
Ah, boys.
Got an intro. This
Yeah.
Welcome
yeah.
back. We're here in the studio. It's been a
Yes,
minute.
we are. I feel at home.
Actually, it's very comfortable in here.
Yeah.
I think it's the 4K cameras and stuff that make me just feel at ease.
I think it's the light and
Lighting.
the big cameras just staring us down, which is
it's
making
just
us
like
feel
the lights
comfortable.
burning us to death.
Right.
It just makes
Full
me feel
production over
comfy.
here.
And that's literally what I said when I walked in. I literally said that to Terry. I was like, I just love being here. I was like, this is great. Like,
Dude, I love it.
It brings a different level of, it brings a different energy.
Yeah, it's
And
like
I'm
coming to work,
about
but
it.
work is fun.
Right.
Yeah.
And we already worked today, so why not work twice?
True.
This is fun work.
Yeah, this is
This-
fun work.
Facts.
Gentlemen,
Absolute
my
facts.
two sports information people, and that was a horrible way to describe
That
it.
was
but
so weird. Hello, sports
Hey, sports people.
information man. Come
What
here,
do I
please.
mean by
Come
that?
hither. You're
It's
you're like somebody from like 1420 that got like in a time machine and then came out. He's like, I'm looking for 2 men that understand the sports, and I need an
looking for information about
I need an
sports.
information
2 men,
sportsman to explain
tell me
Thomas
about the
Brady to me. Is he similar to Thomas
yeah,
Paine?
do you know Thomas Brady?
Thomas Brady. He's like, what is this football?
Yes, was he human or was he goat? We can't tell.
Both.
Internet is
Whoa.
conflicted.
Both, brother.
I'm more of a Mahomes fan. just 'cause,
Anyway,
you know.
your point.
Yes. So I want to ask about the Super Bowl. We can start with the actual game and then go
Yes.
to the culture report.
Yep.
Sure.
But yeah, what'd you guys think?
This is what was supposed to happen. This is what always happens.
Yeah, we're in the
when-
Mahomes era.
Right. Patrick Mahomes.
Comeback king.
I'm not going to go that far into it because I have another podcast that I go way further into it.
Yeah. No, we'll link it if
But
you're interested.
I will say that he, right now, statistically,
Sure.
is better than Tom Brady.
Correct.
Where he is with his wins to losses, how
Right.
many touchdowns he's thrown, how many Super Bowls he has,
Right.
everything is better than Tom Brady.
Right.
So obviously trajectory says like 13 years down the line, is he still going to be playing? No one really knows that.
Sure.
But if, you cut them both out right now, like Patrick Mahomes is already a Hall of Famer and he's 28.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's insane.
So young.
I always forget how young they are.
So young.
Yeah, and the Bears could have had him.
They're so
it's pretty
huge.
cool.
I assume they're older.
He wouldn't be who he was, though. We know that. But it was, so that's the thing. It's like you go into a Super Bowl, you're probably better off just betting on the best quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, everybody wanted the 49ers win because of the big bad wolf. But, like, if you're in overtime and you're like, I got to pick a team, like, I'd rather lose betting on Patrick Mahomes than lose betting against him.
Yeah. I love that quote where you're like, if you don't know, like, bet on Mahomes to deliver.
Yeah.
And I was like, great, I don't know, so I'm going to bet on Mahomes.
It's literally,
And he did.
he's literally DoorDash for wins.
He's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
comeback king.
I
Yeah.
did watch that 3 seconds with overtime, whatever that last play was, and I was like, absurd.
Yeah, so
and,
the people,
and then all the memes afterwards were like, this game is rigged, everything's rigged. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I think he's just a hack. He's he's a cheat code in himself.
He's just a good actor. I think it was funny though, just for the people to know. We were all in a group chat, like texting about Ursher, who was killing it, and then I assume that everybody's watching the game. I just assume that everybody in America. It's like the most watched thing on a year-to-year basis. Yep. And then I would get a text from this guy, and he's like, "All right, just checked it out." And we were like halfway through the fourth quarter. Yeah, like the game's I was like, "Dude, over. You didn't watch it live? Like, what are you doing? You didn't watch all the Temu commercials?"
Missed those. Yeah, I was
dude,
at a
that's like Wish.com, right?
No.
It's like essentially the same thing.
So it comes from the same type of energy. So Wish.com is an American thing.
Yeah.
But Temu is
Korean, right?
It's Chinese.
Yeah, but don't they send people a bunch of like garbage stuff?
So Temu, like they have like good stuff on there too, but it's similar enough to Alibaba.
It's a marketplace.
It is a marketplace.
Okay.
For lower than good quality things.
Yeah.
That their whole strategy with TikTok is just like
TikTok shop.
It's, similar owned properties is to get American influencers to sell this stuff to us, and we'll just buy it.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting the Super Bowl money from.
Bro, that's what I was saying. What is it, like
3 units?
Is it 7.1 or something like that?
For 30
million?
seconds?
No, million. I'm saying that's how much it costs.
For 30 seconds slot.
So you're talking like 21 plus on Temu commercials?
Yeah.
And like my mom's like, "What's Temu?" And I was like, "It's a scam."
But now she knows.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's at. It's a
no, that's not good. She'd be like, "I ordered garden seeds from Temu." And I'm like, "What are we doing?
No, the world is gonna end soon.
Go to the Platt Hill Nursery. What are we doing?"
There we go.
Dude, love Platt Hill.
It's sick, dude.
Listen, our emerald green arborvitaes are doing great. And that's where I got them from.
They're great, dude.
They're so good.
Yeah, check out Algonquin, Illinois for all your needs.
Producer Terry, your thoughts on the game? Did it meet your expectations?
Slow start.
Brutal.
Yeah. It was like not a game until the end. Like I was like, this is the Super Bowl. But also it is a testament to two good teams are playing each other. But
two good defenses too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have liked a little more back and forth scoring, more down to the wire, like a little more excitement. We got that at the end.
Yeah.
But it was a slow start.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's kind of good though, because like you sit down, you got like your snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
You chat with everybody, you get your drink on a little bit, and then halfway through the third quarter, you're like, "Oh, we can start watching the game." Now.
Yeah. So it's okay to be distracted through that first half because it was just like we're just waiting for Usher at this point.
Yeah, when you watch it back, just skip to the halfway point.
I watched a bunch of highlight compilations, and I'm like, I feel like I'm good. I caught up with the Nickelodeon coverage, and I was like, that's my jam right there.
Speaking of,
they kill it.
Dude, that was on your recommendation.
Crazy.
I would have not known at all until Twitter like the next day. But like
they kill it.
I was like, oh, I know to because like Vince is like, you should check out
the Nickelodeon
the
one.
not a joke, but kind of a joke. But
they own the rights.
Quite
It's
serious
crazy
to the Nickelodeon broadcast, and I'm like, I watched it. I'm like, this is what is going to get me into football.
It's entertaining.
It was funny.
It's Patrick Star.
Yeah,
and Dora the Explorer just popping up out of nowhere.
Larry the Lobster just flexing on the field.
Yeah, when there was a streaker, they put Larry the Lobster shirtless on the field.
Yes. And
also, you're not a streaker if you're not naked, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
so
it was like half.
That was just a runner.
They said on TV they were like partial streaker or like
partial streaker.
Well, that was Tony Romo, and he's
what are they
going
to
say?
Topless man? That's not a sentence.
I wish they would have. I say that all the time. It's like we're going in the pool. It's like everybody get topless.
Yeah, topless
like, dude.
This
is just four guys. Like, what are we doing? Nope, no, it doesn't. Take your top off, or like you ever go up to a dude, you're like, I like your top. It's like, for what? It's a Nike Tech hoodie. Like, what are we doing?
That's not it.
No. So for some context, the Bears played in the first Nickelodeon game. It was against the Saints, and it was the first round of the playoffs, and it was incredible.
It was.
And Mitch Trubisky won the Nickelodeon Most Valuable Player Award, so like the MVP, I think it was.
Sure.
And then since then, I've just been a fan. Bears lost that game naturally.
So this is a new thing for this year, like this season?
The Super Bowl, yes.
Yes. But like the Nickelodeon thing, when did that start happening?
Oh, the Bears were close to the playoffs this year. It was 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
So they've been doing this.
Yeah.
Wow. But like sporadic games.
Okay.
The Super Bowl was a whole big deal.
Yeah, that's new.
Incredible. I mean, I'm a big fan. I just
Sweet
wish that
victory
Dora
at
was there
halftime?
to explain certain things to me. Like,
Is she Nickelodeon?
like she is now?
Dora the Explorer?
Yeah.
I think she is now, yeah.
Always has been.
Yeah, the new graphics, obviously they're updated, like the kids won't know. But like, I was used to Dora being like 2D.
Yeah.
The 3D
it's
SpongeBob,
wild.
I was like,
Yeah.
took me a second to get used to.
Yeah,
little
Patrick
wild.
was like extra thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he been thick.
I like
true.
I like
He's
the
kind
old
of different
graphic.
color. Yeah.
Me too. Make it 2D, dude. And like Nate Burleson, just like as a football player, just sitting on that desk. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is way better than sitting up there with Tony Romo just grunting at the screen for fucking 3 hours.
Oh, Tony Romo.
He's the worst, man. He's the worst, man. Let me tell you something about this guy, man. Like, are you gonna shit yourself, Tony?
So he needs like a long hot tea.
Tony, get some dude wipes. Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. It's not a sponsor.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
Should we talk about our boy?
Yes.
Usher.
This is the most important part.
100%.
Yeah.
Ursh. People call him Ursh.
Super Bowl is the best event of the year because it's the perfect intersection of two of my main interests.
Yeah, I mean, just
Sports and
absolutely incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when Usher was announced, and we said it on here, we're like, this is going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it met, if I'm, my opinion.
He's a consummate performer.
Yeah.
He's a clear professional and a legend that's currently still at his prime.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, and I think he very much delivered in every aspect of what he's known best for.
Yeah.
I think the theme was chaotic as fuck.
Wild.
The theme just being Vegas, I think just kind of means like glamour and chaos and all this sort of stuff. But I mean, from that opening shot, it's like all the Cirque du Soleil actors and then people doing stunt work. all the
Marching
random-
band.
Yeah, like every color you've ever imagined. Marching band. I
Yeah.
was like, this is a lot. Especially because like last year we had Rihanna. They had like red and white.
She was pregnant and all she did was rise.
That's
the
what
whole
I'm saying.
time.
I'm like, they've got the colors of the Apple Music logo, and that's it. There's
Yep.
nothing else. And I think Usher, it was a deviation from that, and it felt kind of like more of an old school Super Bowl performance. Where
Yeah.
it's like the guests are going to come out. Like Rihanna had no guests. Usher had like all the guests you'd want, and had like the big spectacle of what a Super Bowl halftime show should be.
Absolutely.
And
Alicia on that wild piano, dude.
Yo,
you see that red piano?
That piano was amazing. Her like red, like the fabric opening was
bro.
spectacular.
Yeah, she killed. And then everybody's like, Swizz Beatz is going to freak out. It's like, Swizz Beatz has been in the industry for a really long
Yeah,
time.
He's no idiot.
This is how it
I'm like, guys,
goes.
Swizz
Have you
Beatz
ever
was
seen
at
the video?
rehearsal?
Like, what are we
Swizz was at
doing?
rehearsal, and he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is what it is.
My brother said that. He was like, she's married, don't touch her. And I'm like, bro, it's a performance.
Also, let's not forget how Usher and Alicia Keys became a couple.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's right.
Yeah.
It happened yesterday. Again,
So-
they had chemistry. It's killer.
Yeah.
I will say, speaking of Alicia Keys, incredible opening, just like the piano.
Don't say
the
it.
visual red thing. But that first line, man, she
Yeah.
croaked so hard.
couldn't hear. I'm convinced she couldn't hear herself.
I think so too.
Here's the thing: she's been very flat and
Well,
croaky in the past.
She has.
also-
That's not a new thing.
That's true, and she also consistently sings slightly under pitch all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah,
So
It's also the Super Bowl.
it's also Super Bowl.
Because
Also,
after
like-
that, she was pretty spot on.
Oh yeah. It's just
So-
it's just at the first line.
Yeah.
and it's so funny. I'm like, I know that they're gonna tune it when they drop it on YouTube, like the real version.
Oh, duh.
And I watched it today, and they fixed that note.
Oh, duh.
And you would never know. And so it's like social erasing of
Yeah.
history. And so we'll know.
Which, I mean, yeah, but like, as far as like social erasing, it's like the first note of Alicia Keys' part on the Super Bowl
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
It's-
most egregious
No,
thing
it's
to
only
do
us
in the
that care,
world.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's me like writing down notes. I'm like, I know she was flat on this one note.
Yeah.
But I do
How
think it's-
many
yeah.
Super Bowls has Little John been in?
ooh, that's a good question.
One.
No,
We need him for more. He was amazing.
He's been in a couple.
he's made
God, he had
appearances.
energy.
Yeah.
He looks great.
Yeah.
Whatever's in that crunk juice is like, it must be like AG1 or something. but
How does he
it's
not
amazing.
lose his voice all the time?
I think that's what his voice is.
That's insane.
Yeah, some people
I'm
just have
losing my
that.
voice and I sound like a nice little butterfly and he's
Yeah.
just screaming all the time and
Yeah.
you're like, all right.
I love that shot of him in the crowd. Like, it was so hype.
Here's, on
Perfect,
top of
yeah.
him, dude. It was,
Dude,
that was
when-
clutch.
The roller skating moment, I think, was crazy.
I didn't
that's
think
when,
he was going to come out on roller skates.
Oh, I knew he was gonna do that.
I'm
'cause
like,
that's when he
let's
got-
go.
That- the
Changed
Vegas
literally
shows.
1 minute.
That's so sick.
Like the whole clothing. He came out looking like a disco robot.
Yeah. He's like, Usher's not as ripped as he was before, so he had this suit on to make it look like he was ripped. Even
I
though
think
he's still
huge now. Yeah. I feel like he was like very lean for a while.
He was just very like glamour muscle, abs are showing,
Yes,
like
yes.
constantly a little sweaty. Like
Yes.
that was his thing.
Oh, he's still sweaty.
and now he's just a grown man.
My man's sweating.
That's sweaty, that has, a little bit of layer on it. What you need if you're that old, man.
Yeah.
He's 45.
He's 45. He looks incredible.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I appreciate that they were all singing live, and it
Uh-huh.
was just so obvious because I think we've gotten used to like is it live, or did they
I
just
hate that.
Are they lip syncing to the rehearsal recording so it seems live? But this one, I mean, like things like the Alicia Keys moment, or like the fact that you can hear him heavily breathing, and still killing it. I think that is really great. Just like like raising the curtain on that whole process and be like, this man brought a huge level of entertainment, and it was real.
Yep.
I love that.
And you could tell he's like in the middle of doing that constantly.
Yeah.
Because like the endurance was there. He killed it the whole time. I realized too that there are a lot of people that don't know as much Usher as I do.
I think it's
I thought he
We're
was
so close to that culture. It's like-
enormous, but I think it was just right time, right place, right age.
Yes.
Because I was like 6 and I was like, Confessions is amazing. Not knowing that half of it is about just having a baby outside of your girlfriend. Regardless.
That was a real scandal. That was a big thing that happened. Him and Naomi Campbell and what were you shaking your head for?
It's not real.
I thought it was real.
No.
Damn. Uh-oh.
No, I thought was it like Naomi Campbell and then the one
In Chile.
In Chile.
Nope.
That's not real.
It was all.
Wait, from TLC?
It was all written
Yeah, from
out.
TLC.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and like Chile did an interview about this, like 'cause it recently resurfaced, and they're like, there was no affair.
Was Usher the scrub?
There was no. Oh, that's good. We don't know.
I can't imagine a broke Usher in his friend's car.
But
I was like,
yeah,
Usher
it was.
At some
It
point.
was all. It was all like a fabricated story. It is. I think, if I remember correctly, it's about Jermaine Dupri.
Who also made an appearance.
Let's talk about mini
not
CeeLo
Usher.
Green.
Right?
Everybody thought that was CeeLo Green.
His socks were wild.
Dude, he
This
looks
is
like
church socks, bro.
He looks like he was about to go do like a ballerina thing or something.
Dude, he looked like a
Skip to
munchkin
my
going
Lou
to a
ass.
funeral. Oh my god, he looked like an Oompa Loompa.
Loving This Club, marching band.
Fire.
Sick.
Fire.
And I don't love Loving This Club as far as like on my ranking systems.
That's the one for
but just
me.
like the
Oh.
I was like,
Yeah.
get that tuba in here, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing makes you hotter than some trombone doing Loving This Club, man.
Dude, the brass. I mean, the brass. Anytime they add brass to music that doesn't have it, I'm like, why don't we have more music with brass in it?
It kind of is though. It's like a super synthed out. Like obviously it's a synth, but
yeah.
you can the sounds aren't dissimilar. So I think it like worked pretty well on that as well.
True. Yeah.
I was a big fan. This was the best one in a while.
Yeah, I agree. I think my only, it's not even a critique. I think that Usher and his team would have benefited from dancing like 50% less. Because I was watching like Bruno's show, Beyonce's show, Rihanna's show, and they have like the movement is choreographed, like obviously the stageography and all that sort of stuff. But I think that he also dances in between the choreography. And I think he did he could have sang a little bit more than he did.
That is his thing, though.
I'm like, I wanted him to sing more.
That's his thing, though.
That is his thing. But
Like,
think about when he was just standing there with him and his mic and did the opening note for You Got It Bad.
Yeah.
I was like, he sounds incredible. And I wanted that
It
for some of the
Bad.
earlier stuff too, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I'll have to go see the residency
Or the
and the
dun,
tour.
dun, 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 dun.
Exactly.
Dude, there was so much of that where
Yeah.
I got yelled at twice. So like, shut up! I'm trying to listen. I'm like, I'm part of the show.
Oh, yeah.
like literally.
I was like, as soon as we started watching, I was like, I'm going to sing the entire time.
Yeah.
We're going to watch it 3 times. Don't worry.
And I think I knew. I think I went at least maybe one song where I was like, I don't know the words of this. But besides that, I almost had everything down.
Very well executed.
I loved it.
I think it was weird too because you're not getting the boomers, obviously, with Usher.
No, it's Gen X.
Like I told my dad that Usher was playing, and he was like, "Why would they do that? Like, why wouldn't they get somebody like really popular?" I'm like, "Dad,
Usher's huge.
Usher is so popular."
Had one of the most successful residencies. Like,
well,
in
I
Vegas
know it's
history,
just like he's listening to 80s shit. He's not on the Usher vibe.
Yeah.
He texted me right after, and he's like, "That was really good." I'm like, "I know, man. I told you it was
love
gonna be really good."
And that's what I'm sure. Like they measured that opportunity of like, okay, you're gonna get what 10 million for the production. Usher's probably gonna put in like another 5-6 million of his own money, and it's gonna open his audience up to like even larger than it already was.
Yep.
And yeah, what a great opportunity. I love that.
Yeah, because also like what is it? Gen Z, is that the one that's under millennials?
Yeah,
They don't know much about Usher either.
they
Honestly,
do though, because a lot of his mashups and remixes and like features are big on TikTok.
Yeah, but like a lot of times those stay on TikTok.
But also like the watch this meme, like they're all over
Yeah,
that. They're
that's
all
true.
over that.
That was
They
the
watch.
thing.
They're time that they're in.
that's true.
the thing.
I was seeing a lot of stuff online that was just like not that good. Like didn't know any of the songs. And I'm
Yeah.
just like,
I'm like,
That's not his fault that you didn't know any of the songs.
I can understand. Yeah, I can understand when like, if I don't know anything about Usher, I'm kind of confused.
No, you're
because like these hits don't hit the same if you don't know the music.
Right.
But that's your fault.
That's your fault for not knowing who Usher is.
Sorry, you have no taste.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Good
And
Super
like,
Bowl performance.
Yeah, those are the people that think sparkling water is too spicy. You know?
yeah.
I don't cater to those people.
Well, I think we can be like objective to it too, because we obviously all like Usher. Like that's a fact. Like it is what it is. We all like Rihanna too, and we can also admit that like that wasn't a great performance. It was kind of just like
we watched
middle of the road.
I watched it again. I liked it. I think in the moment I was a little nervous.
At the Super Bowl. The thing is at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, afterwards I didn't really love it as much when I first saw it because I was like, I was nervous waiting for people like the features to come out.
Right.
That's what's been happening.
Right.
I was like hoping for like more costume changes, like something of the spectacle.
There wasn't any hype to it.
Yes, but watching it again, the choreography is the cleanest of any of those shows.
Okay.
And they had like 200 plus dancers.
She stepped.
It is amazing.
Oh, you're saying with the dancers. I'm like, she didn't move at all.
But here's the thing, like, what she did was like very, very subtle.
Yeah.
And obviously with the pregnancies.
She's pregnant, yeah. I was gonna say nothing against her, but like at the Super Bowl, like that is the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you gotta do it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think this is the first time where it's been like a halftime show where it was really about the people at home.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a really like, this is for the folks that are watching this on TV.
Which it should be.
Like, it's really like performance heavy, production heavy. It's
Yes.
like, yeah, people in the stadium probably got a cool experience, but like,
They spent so much money to go there. Like they're super rich people that can go see an Usher concert. Like do it for the people that can't
it's for
afford to
us.
go to
Do it
that.
for the people at home, and like, a lot of people like didn't notice a lot of the culture references, but he made a lot of strong like culture stuff.
Bro, he brought the A to the world.
He did.
brought the world to
I mean,
the A,
Atlanta.
actually.
I mean, he did a Josephine Baker tribute with those dancers from Old Vegas. It was like the Michael Jackson tribute. Where he removed the glove and left one on.
Yep.
Like very subtle, but like
That was
I know what that is. I
That
know
was a
what's going on.
hot debated topic. It's like, should Usher be doing the one glove thing?
Yeah.
Like should, and I was like, I think
but it's he's respecting him, right?
that was what I was saying. I was like, I think it's a tribute.
Yeah,
And it's just like he's
100%.
taking his. That was the conversation. Like he's taking his thing. I'm like, he's not taking his thing.
No, because
Everybody knows that's Michael Jackson.
And then right after that,
Yeah.
like the dancers did the Kappa thing. They had like their cups that had like the fraternity stuff, and then like all the black college bands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then like the roller skating. Like it was all a culture thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and if you want to make the argument about like Michael Jackson, like when Beyonce came out with Bruno Mars, her whole outfit was exactly like Michael Jackson's. This is another tribute.
Yeah.
So like
Taylor Swift's up in the box with Blake Lively, and they're like, "What does he keep referencing? I don't understand it."
oh no.
She's like, "I'm out of Miller Lite. It stinks."
They asked Ice Spice, and Ice Spice just doesn't know because
Oh man, dude! Every time they cut to it, Ice Spice looks like she had no clue what was going on.
I don't understand that friendship.
I do.
It's
marketing.
because
Well,
They obviously have a song. I think they actually are probably familiar.
Wasn't
friends.
there like some like weird fake beef thing?
with them too?
Yeah, or it was just like somebody that Taylor Swift was dating the dude from the 1975.
Matty Healy,
and then
yeah.
he went on like one weird podcast and like made some comments or whatever.
Yeah, I mean he's yeah.
And then to like about like Ice Spice and like Taylor Swift together. I don't know the exact thing, so obviously don't quote me on this. But then after that, she did a song with Ice Spice because of that.
Oh,
And that's how they became friends, and then that's how they got there. That's what I read, at least. I'm like really not clued in on that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
at
I mean that's
all,
like the
but-
Sophie Turner stuff too. Like I don't remember them ever being friends, and then they both. Well, she was married and has a child or children with Joe Jonas. Yeah. And then Taylor Swift has written songs about that relationship too.
Yeah, but she's also
then,
like a
the
completely
day after,
grown
she's,
woman.
Like, yeah, she's staying at her
weird.
house. It's very like PR heavy.
I know,
but that is Taylor's brand, right? So I think she gravitates because it makes money and it makes dollars, and so it all makes sense.
I'm surprisingly less peeved by it now.
Well, it's over.
Then like this whole season, I was like, it's just Taylor Swift. People were getting increasingly more angry about it.
Yeah, well, that's
I'm like,
that's our we live in an anger economy, a reaction economy, right?
and I don't like Taylor Swift music at all. Like I don't. It just is what it is since the beginning of time. It is what it is.
So we could put on a love story,
But-
but you might move a little.
I
bit.
know like all the words to it. That's the issue. I don't like it, and I know every goddamn word to it.
It kills a karaoke. I'm sorry.
No, but like she is very PR driven, and like the music that she writes is like catered to teens.
Yes.
Part of it makes it ageless, and part of it makes it seem like she's way younger than she is. It feels so petty to me that like pisses me off. But then like I understood that. Like my sister liked her and stuff, so it was like way back in the day. It's like I understand that, whatever, it is what it is. And then like the minute she like gets on the NFL and they show her like twice, people are like, "Oh, she's ruining the sport." And I'm
like they show Jeff Goldblum for like 25 minutes.
I know, and I'm like, bro, I mean, it's Taylor Swift PR, and the NFL's making money on it actively. Like, does this not make sense to you? And then the other argument is, you're not going to stop watching it,
Right.
Like you're gonna keep watching it, so they're not doing that for you, man.
Yeah, so
like that's why they're doing it.
I think they know that, subtly, and so their only choice is to complain. That's their only thing, because like they're not going to shut up.
What's the rebuttal to it, though?
There's no rebuttal.
It's like, oh, this stinks. It's like, okay,
yeah.
So does traffic. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's like that's just part of the experience, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's so many different, and I think it's really interesting to see the NFL and CBS knowing that there's likely going to be larger viewership from like a female demographic of multiple ages.
Yeah.
And you see that with the advertisers too. Like Dove did their first Super Bowl commercial in like 18 years.
No beer except for like 2.
I'm sure a lot of that's informed by they're like, listen, Taylor's bringing people to watch the game. So like now's the time to like put, a female owned company there. And it's interesting seeing the economy around her shift. And honestly, it's so impressive. I saw a meme that she her in the NFL is just bringing to light that she's the Kim Kardashian of music. And I was like, I see your point, but that's so disrespectful.
That is,
but it's similar enough.
She also is.
But it's like, okay, both billionaires. Yes, both somewhat self-made.
And they
both use controversy in their real life and whatever to drive sales for their products and services.
And she essentially is basically the only person that does it that well.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
it's really like, and has stuck around. Like it is the comparison. Yeah. Obviously, Kim Kardashian isn't making music, so that's the obvious disrespectful part.
Some songs.
She does. Turn it up, turn it up. But
come on the
not
show.
actively.
Please
so like,
come on the show.
What it is.
We will have an acoustic session with Kim Kardashian.
Okay, something that Kim Kardashian would do. Re-record all the songs she already wrote and then come out with it again like it's new music. Something Kim Kardashian would do.
Yeah.
It's something that Taylor Swift did.
What would she do? She would what do you call it? Not weaponize. She would use her relationships to her advantage from a marketing angle and get you invested in her brand and her story.
Yep.
And like, it's an incredible thing to do. And I don't know if I could ever do that.
Incredible is a word for it.
It's incredible.
It's successful.
It's like when they describe Voldemort and they're like, listen,
Voldemort?
Voldemort. They're like, he was.
Did he put an R on that? Did you hear that?
Voldemort.
I was like, who is that?
He sounds a little more American.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, it's Voldemort.
It's like,
go grab him. Go snag that guy.
Oh, no, guys. Well,
Voldemort.
Unrelated.
Oh, holy moly.
I have no idea what I was talking about.
Okay. So, lost it. Gone entirely. I was going to say, what is your opinion on... Oh, there it is. All the commercials coming out before the actual Super Bowl.
I feel like that's normal.
Not really.
Like on YouTube? I feel like they're always on YouTube.
I mean, like, yeah, sometimes they'll leak a little bit, but this year, like, half of them I already saw.
Yeah.
The Paramount one, that was super cool. And then it was all over Instagram for like a week, and people were like so excited to see this at the Super Bowl. I'm like, you're watching it right now.
That's weird.
Oh, yeah, that's too far in advance.
And my mom didn't know it, so I'm like, $5 says he throws Hey Arnold at the mountain, and he runs into the mountain instead of making it over. And she's like, okay. And then it happened. I'm like, called it.
There it is.
But yeah, I mean, it was cool, but then like half of the commercials, I was just like, I don't think I like entertaining Super Bowl commercials.
No, I think
because they're commercials.
Listen, I think the celebrity grab is like
everywhere.
It's always it's like so overplayed.
Boston Boys on the
it's
Dunkin'.
Always at the expense of like comedy, and they're like, they're like, here's the joke, and they write it out, and then they do it, and then they edit it a ton of times, and then the character and the human is gone. The only one I loved was like, it just goes the opposite direction, is the Sarah V commercial with Michael Cera. Because that was like a TikTok trend that came into real life.
Yeah.
And he took it so seriously as a joke.
He's good at that.
It was amazing. It was like the exact, like, so like, I love that idea.
Yeah.
It worked really well.
Instead of making like Affleck and Tom Brady seem like normal guys that like Dunkin' Donuts.
It's like they're not.
Like Matt Damon in yellow tinted glasses, and you're like, is he gonna go sell drugs or is he getting Dunkin' Donuts today?
Trying to make like these super rich and famous people relatable is such a joke.
Right.
I'm like
Taylor Swift.
I've never shut a car door like Ben Affleck before. Like that.
I've also never dated
too hard.
Jennifer Lopez. That's a big thing too.
Yeah, for the second time.
Right.
Know?
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool. It's cool and all that. We're unique and we have friends that had a real stake in this game.
Yeah.
So I texted every single person that had stake in it, and it was either like, congratulations, or I'm sorry, that sucks a lot.
Yeah.
like this, I have no real rooting interest in this, but I know that you're really feeling it right now.
Yeah.
And like, is it better to, I mean, it is, but is it better to have your team in the Super Bowl?
I think so. Yeah, you just have, especially if you are invested all season and it's been like part of your family culture for like your entire life.
Yeah,
then it's so exciting. Like we've been hoping for the Bears to be in, like, if the Bears have any shot to be in the Super Bowl.
Do you remember the last time they were in it?
They lost.
We knew after the second quarter that was over.
When were the Bears in the Super Bowl?
2006 against the Indianapolis Colts.
Honestly, that's probably the year I heard about football.
We are the reason that Peyton Manning got his first Super Bowl. The only way that Peyton Manning can win a Super Bowl is because he's against the Bears.
And
like
to the Super Bowl, sick.
The second, but I was 11. That was a long time ago, dude. It was almost 20 years ago.
2006.
And like, the second half of the game, I was like, just turn it off. It sucks. And it just like went away. Like, I'm never gonna turn off Super Bowl regardless of what happens. But if the Bears are losing by a lot, then I'm turning off Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know?
We lose late.
I don't know, but I'm sure that looked cool on camera.
Yeah,
That's cool. Sorry.
Still look great, dude.
After dark, baby.
So the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win at least 12 more in the next 13 years.
Yeah,
so
do you think they're take a break, like a gap year?
probably, Mahomes is going to go play baseball, just like MJ was.
Yeah.
He could, dude.
I love that.
He has the
He'd probably be
opportunity.
sick at baseball.
He
He
got drafted.
played baseball first.
Yeah,
Wow, this
his dad
man.
was a pitcher in the major leagues.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Oh, and Brittany is on Sports Illustrated. She's the cover art.
I don't like that lady.
I think I do now.
Whoa.
I think I come around on it.
I did like that she didn't let her brother into her.
Well,
section
that's
of the
because he's
club.
like literally in legal trouble.
Yeah, she's like, we know what you do to hostesses. Like, we can't let you
Right.
in here. I'm here.
And like Pat's dad got his third DUI last week.
They're a real family.
So like, if you're gonna like
They're
somebody
real-
in that family, bro, it might be Brit.
It's not. I like Pat.
She's
Sorry.
friends with T Swift, you know.
Okay.
No, I like Kermit Kenny Powers. You know, that's my boy.
Dude, I like Kermit Kenny Powers. I also. Why does this keep happening to me, man?
Damn, bro. You need some, alpha
Travis,
brain.
dude, Travis Kelce, style god.
Go.
Might be.
His fit's kind of big.
He is, as a white boy, he is the icon for me.
He's the spiciest white boy to live.
I don't think there's another like white dude that pulls off fits like that consistently.
I mean, I would put like Joe Jonas up there, but they
Yeah.
also has a stylist, right?
Yeah, but he's not doing like streetwear like that, you know? He does,
Oh,
but
pay
like
attention to Joe. He's up there.
I do. I follow
Yeah.
him and all that, but it's just like I don't think it helps that he's 6'5" and like 260.
I will say that I think it's usually much harder for just very tall and just very wide dudes to have options.
Yeah.
Because like a sample size for a dude is like much smaller.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a lot easier for like a Joe Jonas sized person to have like off the rack dope clothes.
Sure. Yeah.
But for like Travis to like pop off all of these fits consistently,
Sick patterns.
reminds me a lot of like LeBron's like first couple years in the league.
Right.
Like, yo, like he's really experimenting.
But he's
with
a
it.
white guy.
a white
It's
guy.
like the first time ever this has happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him, you know? I'm really proud of him. He's really come along. He went from I made a friendship bracelet for Taylor Swift to being the style god and also dating Taylor
that's what I'm
Swift.
saying. That's manifestation right there.
So this is the year of Travis? Was 2023 the year of Travis? And it just moved on to this year?
I mean, yeah, he's the it kid. I mean, there's so many shots of him like when he wasn't even doing anything.
Yeah.
You know?
He had a reality dating show,
What was that? What?
Catching Kelsey. Do you remember that?
That's a real thing?
Yeah.
Man, I'm late on
He had
this.
hair like mine though. He didn't have like
That's a
the
good
buzz
thing.
cut.
Looks
Yeah,
like
but
you
he
had to look on him.
looks cooler with the buzz cut for sure.
Yeah, he's moving fast. He's all
Yeah.
about speed. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Okay. I think this is the year of Travis.
You're Travis. That's a Super Bowl recap. I hope you guys had fun. I hope some of you watched it, and I hope some of you pulled a Maj and just watched it after.
Listen, well, yeah, like all the clips that I know about are on the internet. So if you want to be up to speed as me, just go on Twitter, and I liked all of them.
If you want to watch all the Temu commercials and Usher, then talk to him. And if you have any football questions,
anything I reposted, that's the whole coverage I know. So
that's the way to do it.
It is.
We'll be back around with the game and some music for you. Peace.
Baby, you can waste my time, my God. We can go there if you want it.